Hey guys, I'm just gonna like set up a little bit more before I watch the game. I think I gotta try to start my broadcast about 10 minutes later, usually right when game time starts. That way I can set up better and kind of deal with flats and all that stuff. And I can start early. I'll start early. Just gonna set up for now since I don't see anyone on, or until I'm just gonna keep setting up until scorecarding, get my phone together, and watch the game until I see some until viewers or until I'm done. But whatever comes first. If you're watching this at a later time and not on a live date, just fast forward until you see something. Thanks. Yeah, game doesn't start till like 2:10, so go to that. We'll go to about like a 10 minute for start broadcast if you're watching this at a later date. Oh, also, if you commented yesterday, I'll get to you. Sorry, I'm been really busy, but I'll comment back and say hi. Say goes Eric, Sean, and my grandma. So my mom as well. So I'll comment back to all you guys on YouTube uh, for the support. Like I said, I've just been a little busy. So I'm pretty sure the game started, but obviously the app I'm using is lagging. Just gonna try to re-enter into the game. Okay, now I gotta go back to my other VPN, which happens. So I think we may have missed the first pitch, but I'll explain what's going on. One second. Okay, so apparently McCutcheon's already singled the center field. That was first at bat, first hit of the game. As McCutcheon led off. Hey, if you're just joining in, I'm having some problems with the app. It's still working, just it's lagging a bit. There we go. Now it's on. Okay. McCutcheon already got a single. So Yankees have a man on first with no outs, and it's an 0-1 count to Aaron Judge. I'm just still setting up, but don't worry, I'm still in tune. I'm still going to announce, still going to commentate, just setting up still. Strike on the inside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 count on Judge. That pitch was like rather low, and Judge, who probably has the biggest strike zone in baseball, did not like that call because it's low and you're the biggest guy. You should be able to see it. You should be able to recognize it's low. Ball low, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one, Judge, was too low for the umpire to call. Jacob Faria's on the mound for the Rays. I'll get some in a second. Again, I'm just straight out in a high fastball, 1 away. Yeah, I'll get to pitcher Jacob Faria. Like I said, I'm just setting up. There's a ball inside to Luke Voigt, who, as Michael K just mentioned, has homered 4 times in the last 6 games. So very impressive and very good for the Yankees that he's heating up right before the season's ending. Hopefully he can carry that into the postseason. Oh, it's I think he missed a pitch. It's 1-0 count to Voigt. Swung and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. It was a fastball high that Luke Voigt could not reach up. All right, I did the first side of the scorecard, so just do the upper half after the break of the first inning, or first half of the inning. So let's do it. All right. Now fully engaged. It's 1-1 count to Luke Voigt. It's a pitch. There's a strike. It was a slider that dunked in. Heard of Jacob Faria before. I think he is a starter for the Rays. I don't think he's an opener. think he's decent. I think he's just young, just trying to like make his way through the majors. So I don't know too much about him. I have heard the name before. Fastball missed high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Ball in the dirt, blocked by catcher, full count. Catcher today is Adam Moore. Yesterday, the Rays starting catcher Clufo had to exit the game because his ball literally hit his hand as he was catching. Like it was like a 95-mile-per-hour fastball, like right in the hand. Like that must hurt like crazy. Even stayed in frame, which is remarkable in and of itself. So, yeah, they probably didn't want to take any precautions. It's near the end of the season, so they have this other guy named Adam Moore. I just combined a Luke Floyd and Adam Moore's name. But it's Adam Moore, who's behind the dish for the Rays. He just had a great win yesterday. They won 4-1. They out-bullpened the Rays, or in other words, they used the same strategy as the Rays as their openers. And he fouled one back. McCutcheon was doing that one. McCutcheon actually is I think he does have 10 steals this year, so still has decent speed. Yankees won 4-1 yesterday, out bullpen the Rays. They used their opener strategy. Basically, they didn't have a starter. They just used a bunch of relievers, and the Rays used as an opener. Here's the full count. They threw it a second, and they got him by a lot. Wow. So it's a strike him out, throw him out, double play, and the inning is over. So more on discussion of yesterday's game after a 2-minute break. But stay tuned. All right, we are back. I'm just going to do the other side of the scorecard for the Rays. When the first pitch comes from, I'll start announcing. Pitcher in the mound is Luis Severino, who is might be making his last start at the season or the regular season. And here comes the pitch. There's a high strike to Mallet Smith, the right fielder today. Ball high, 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a strike outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a ball outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sorry if I'll be a bit more engaged in like a second. I'm just, again, doing the score of the side, or the other side. I would have this more prepared, but my computer's very slow. That one's fouled off behind the plate, and Sanchez can't reach it, so count remains at 2-2. And that one's fouled off, so count still remains 2-2. Mount Smith giving a good battle to Severino, already 6 pitches into the at-bat. And it's only the first batter, so good for the Rays. There's a ball outside, full count. Mount Smith went, meaning that he stopped his bat from going over the plane of the plate or over the front half of the plate. Yeah, he didn't swing, so it's ball. That one's popped up, but it's going to go in foul territory. Count remains at full, and now that is, I think that's the one pitch. That's 8th pitch of the bat. Wow. So if you're just tuning in, Mount Smith is having 8 pitches back at Severino. It's full count, and it's still going on. So very impressive. And he struck him out. Severino won the battle. Awesome. So it's actually really interesting. Usually with the more likely it is for batter to have success because they see the entire pitcher's arsenal. They get more used to them. It's easier to, as a hitter, just to adjust than for a pitcher to throw in strikes and throw good strikes. But hey, he won the battle. I mean, that's a great sign from Severino. And yeah, hopefully he'll. Hey, there we go. There's a quick out. Ball to Walker, throws the first. That's 2 away. Just you need after a 9-pitch at bat. A quick out. So I mentioned earlier how the Yankees had Yankees hit a bullpen rather than opener like the Rays. They just use like one guy like 1 to 2 innings. They just wanted to just give one last day to a out and who's going to pitch in the one. Game's lagging, cancel out, and then go back in. And I'll get more about the wild card game in a second. But the Rays, they use their opener. They have one guy go 1 inning, and one guy go 2 innings, another guy go 1 inning, but another guy go like 5 innings. So they like use a long man, or a long reliever, someone who goes deep into the game, like 5 innings, or like someone who goes deep into like 3 innings. I'm still waiting on feedback from the game, which is weird. Apparently, it's already Choi. Hammer will double. He's up and he has a strike on him. It's still not loading. I'm gonna just go to cellular. which is easy. You're just tuning. I'm doing so I can explore get a better view of the app. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Gina and Choi with Tommy Pham on second. There's a fly ball to somewhat deep left field. McCutcheon makes the catch, and that's the inning. And as the inning ends, and then they just short 2-minute break. Today I have more free time, so I'm going to work on commercials. If I can see I can do that. And that way I don't have to make these somewhat awkward pauses between innings. And then that's happening. I'll talk more about the latest update on who's starting the wild card game for the Yankees, which is a big deal because they want who they think is the best pitcher over the last stretch to start this 1-game playoff, and they have to win or else they go home, and that's their season. So I'll talk more about that and who I think is going to start based on who's starting today and all that stuff. I'm working on under 2 hours of sleep right now. My roommates were on the roof, and there's the roof of my building, so I hung out with them. Don't worry, it's completely safe. There's a platform. I was just if you're tuning in, I was just saying how I was a bit tired because I was hanging out with my roommates on the roof last night. I talked to another roommate. I had this cool, deep conversation, which is nice, and I'm gonna sleep after I have Hebrew class today, which is about a couple hours after the game. And there was a strike to start off the inning. That's an 0-1 count to Giancarlo Stanton. So as I promised, this inning I'm going to talk about who I think is going to start the wild card game. Ball inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. So right now, Severino's pitching today, and as it's lined up, Happ will be the pitcher who pitches about 5 days before the wild card game. And there's a grounder short, throws to first, 1 away. It was a hard hit ground ball, but easily scooped up by the shortstop Willie Adames, who is a very good prospect for the Rays and has come up and has contributed this year. And he's been decent, but he has a lot of potential. He's been in the Rays system for, I think, a little whiles now, and he made his debut this year. But anyway, more on the wild card game. So since everyone is pitching today, and as it's lined up, it looks like Happ's going to be the one who's going to pitch in the wild card game. And he has been very good down the stretch. The contenders to pitch in the wild card game has been Happ, Tanaka, and Severino. Foul tipped, and it's 0-1 on Walker, who's the second baseman tonight, as Gleyber Torres gets a day off. Second. And Happ has come over from the Blue Jays and via trade, and all he's done is I don't even think he's lost a game for us, maybe one at that. And he's pitched to a very good ERA. There's pitch fouled back, so now it's 0-2 on Walker. And yeah, he's very deserving of it. Personally, I'd felt Tanaka maybe deserved it, but his last outing wasn't good. It has been more consistent, so why not? Um, and you can't really go wrong with any of the choices, but the only bad thing about it is here's a ball outside. If the Yankees do lose, then you have that whole what if situation. What if you use the other two pitchers who are in contention? So as long as they win the game, I don't care who pitches. It could be, I don't know. I don't care who pitches as long as they win that wild card game and the Yankees advance. Ball low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Neil Walker almost went on that curveball, but he held up. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. So I looked a little bit more at Faria while I was on the break. He has a 5.17 ERA, so even though he is a bit of a newer pitcher, he still has some good work to do. But yeah, so that's Jacob Faria for you. Ball's fouled off, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So on Neil Walker, he had a really bad first half, in large part that's due to because he was one of the many free agents who wasn't signed right out of before spring training started. He was one of those late signees, and he missed a good amount of spring training, and he started late. And because of that, they try and show that those who miss spring training have a harder time adjusting to the season. There's a ball low, so now it's full count of Walker having a really good at bat to hopefully start Yankees going with this inning. But yeah, because he started late, and also Lynn started late. Lance Lynn, who's never player in the Yankees. And there's a ball lined to center field and out the reach, far behind the reach of Kiermaier. He picks it up, throws to second, and Walker's going to third. He will get there. Wow. It was a bad throw by Kiermaier, not really the best throw, and it went under the shortstop's glove, and I think he's going to – it's either going to be a double or a triple, and there is pending. But Neil Walker's on third right now. It's actually really funny because they play Walker to pull or to hit to right field. So Kiermaier, even though he's the best center fielder in baseball or one of them, it was just beyond his reach. And Walker kept busting for third. He didn't stop. Well, he actually did stop, but he went to third. And he actually probably would have been out if the throw was better. But, yeah, still pretty good. That's not good. So what happened was Duhar hit into a fielder's choice, hit the ball to shortstop. Shortstop threw home and Walker was going on 2, threw back to third, and then the third baseman ran him down. So now it's 2 outs and 1 man on. See, what I don't get is, why would you go home on that? You're off 1 out. You still have an opportunity after that, and the ball was right to the shortstop. You're obviously he's going to get out. It's not a hard throw to make home. He's really not that fast. And Duhar at least went to second. Sorry, he went to second. Obviously, you're either someone on third with 2 outs and someone on second. Although it's not that much of a big deal because the runner on second, when the ball's hit, he can score home somewhat easily if it's 2 outs, because once the ball's hit, he can just run. He doesn't have to worry about where it is. The ball is caught, it's third out. If not, he can go. So Michael K just announced that Walker got a double, but there was obstruction, meaning the runner was blocking him, or the fielder was blocking him, and he just was awarded third base. So, yeah. So now we have 2. Like I said, we have 2 men on. 2 outs with 1 man on second. And now it's a 0-2 count on Gary Sanchez, who just swung through a pitch. This is actually the first time I've ever scored an obstruction, which is when, like I said, the fielder blocks the runner from advancing, and thus the runner is awarded the base. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I mean, I saw the playoffs one, but I never scored it, so that's pretty fun. So by Walker, I just wish Yankees didn't run home on that. Kind of pointless. Like I said, if it's right at the guy, then you shouldn't go. Oh yeah, this is what happened. The reason why he stopped, he was going straight for third, is like he literally bumped into Willie Adames and then flipped over, and yeah, he got a word to third base. So yeah, it's pretty funny. And that's probably also why Adames missed the ball. He probably just said, "Hey, you got third," and told him not to worry about it. So that's how he got to this position. Ball's in the air in foul territory. Uh, First base, Troy catches it, and that's the third out. So, he's strand one, and we head to the bottom of the second inning. And with that, we're going to take a 2-minute break. I'm trying to see if I can see the comments from the other day from a couple of people, but I can't see it on my iPad, so I'm going to try on my computer later, which is where I think I'll have success to the comments. Actually, today is a really cool date in Yankee history, and actually was kind of a part of it. So 4 years today, Derek Jeter played his last home game and ended the game on a crazy walk-off single. And I actually spent about $500 of my bar mitzvah money to go see the game, and it was like really insane. Ball missed low, so 1-0 count to the batter. CJ Crum. That's not CJ Crum. Braden Wow. Here's the 1-0. Strike, 1-1 strike on low now. So as I was saying, yeah, I was actually at the game, and it was totally worth the $500 of my bar mitzvah money. I had a great time. It was one of the best games I ever saw. Swung and missed, so 1-2 strikes. I was like a nasty slider, like completely down, and he had no chance. There was no way he could hit that, but it was going to be a ball, and he swung anyway, so that's why it counts at 1-2. Yeah, it was amazing. This pitch, ball low, 2-2 strikes. Actually, the only game that rivals it is I actually saw Game 4 of the ALCS last year between the Yankees and Astros, and the Yankees came back from a 4-0 deficit, and Judge hit a homer. I think Sanchez had like a big double, and the Yankees tied up the series, and it was a really important game. And won Game 5, and then They lost game 6 and 7. That's how the Astros won the World Series. Ball is high, so wait, it's 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Actually, no, that was full count, and now it's a walk. So, man on first, no one out. Like I said before in my previous podcasts, I don't like leadoff walks because at least for towards the opposing team, because about 50% of the time, leadoff walks can allow a run to score. So, not a great start by Severino, this inning at least. We just replayed Gardner's amazing catch yesterday, and Meredith Marakovitz was saying how, wow, great stuff by Walker. Wow, what a great play. So Neil Walker dove to his backhand side and found the ball. The ball was a little ways from found the ball, flipped it over to Danny Hechavarria, the shortstop, and got the force out. It's amazing he even got one out there. That shouldn't have even been a ball that he should have reached. But he got it, he stopped it, and then he threw it for the force out, and now we have one out. Still runner on first, though, but the lead runner was out, which is important. So now it's 1-on-1 out for Kevin Kiermaier, the center fielder who missed the ball to that Walker hit, but he's still one of the best center fielders in baseball. Kiermaier swung and missed at a pitch, so now it's no balls, 1 strike on him. Swung and missed at a pitch high, so now no balls, 2 strikes. Kiermaier is on a bit of a hot streak right now. He's batting about .337 over his last 50 appearances, but that's kind of canceled out. For 130 career batting average off Severino with 11 Ks. So should be an interesting battle. Ball high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So there's a stat called WAR, which is it's like this heralded stat. And basically what WAR does is shows how much value a player's worth. Like a replacement level player does nothing to contribute or hinder his team, has a WAR of 0. And the average player an average good player, has a WAR of 2. And Kiermaier's had about a 5 WAR in the past because he's fast, he has a little pop, but he's also one of the greatest fielders in baseball for the past couple years. So that helps his WAR a lot. It gives him value. He swung and missed, so now it's 2 dead for the Rays. It was a fastball high and outside in the strike zone, and Kiermaier swung right through it. Fastball is at 98 miles per hour, so Severino looking somewhat sharp. I mean, I think he's looking sharp so far. I think just the first batter took a lot out of him, and that's why he's at 28 pitches. He doesn't look tired, but yeah. Usually it's a bit of a lower pitch count, but 20 is perfectly fine so far. If you average under 17 pitches an inning, you're pretty good. Wow. That ball just missed, so it was a slider that just missed the strike zone. So it's 1-0 count to the shortstop, Willie Davis. Good. Quick swig of water. There's a strike. It was a ball tad inside, but the umpire called it. Almost like a makeup pitch from the last pitch that just missed, so 1-1 count to Adonis. There we go. Fastball swing and miss. That fastball is cooking tonight. He's hitting the top of the zone. Usually when you throw a hard fastball higher in the zone, it's harder for the hitter to reach, and that's what he's been using tonight. So hopefully Sevy can get another strikeout at Adonis, and yeah, he's looking sharp. I mean, it's still not definite that Habs going to pitch the wild card game, and everyone's kind of doing one last chance, so it'll be cool to see if he pitches or not. Here comes the pitch. Ball in the dirt. Now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's a good block by Sanchez. It was a fastball in the dirt, and fastballs are hard to block because they're so fast, but he was able to do it. So good job by Sanchez. For once, I'm commending his defense, which is good change of pace. And here comes the pitch. Fastball way out. Wow, how did he catch that? Gary Sanchez basically caught that ball at the end of his glove, like basically a foot away from the left-hander's batter spots. And wow, he's actually doing well defensively. That would have been for sure a wild pitch, but great catch by Sanchez. That ball's at 97. He made a great play like that, so that's awesome. Ball low. Wow. So he walked another one. Severino was easily had Adames, but then threw 3 straight balls after a 1-2 count to start him off. So you don't like seeing that. Severino doesn't really walk too many guys either. So yeah. And as I said, this I'm just adding on to about the wild card game. All his stats count. I mean, they're really gonna look and see if, hey, is Severino still dominant? Is he like his first half self? And if he is, I think you should totally get the wild card game start. Maybe you still have a chance for it. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. Throws to first. Wow, all flying. So now his base is loaded to 2 outs. That was weird. I mean, Hatchery is one of the best shortstops in baseball, or defensive shortstops, and he kind of maybe the ball kind of caught him in a weird position. He caught the ball more on his chest, or more closer to his body, tried to release it quickly, and yeah, he threw the ball away. But luckily, Luke Floyd was able to run and get it. So it's an error, and now its base is loaded for the Rays. Although you obviously don't like to see that on the defensive side, you got to think to yourself, well, Severino got Adames out, and where would we be now? We'd be out of the inning, and the error would not have happened. So that's why it's never one person's fault. It's the whole team. This pitch, swung and missed. Wow. 99 miles per hour inside that now Smith had no chance of catching up to. So that fastball is looking sharp tonight. I mean, he's looked sharp this inning. I mean, he's just fallen behind a couple of times and had a couple walks. He's looking good. That one's fouled off, and now it's 0-2 count, and now it's Smith. Peter's at 2% right now, and hopefully he can get him out, or a play can happen. I can just run inside and charge it. Because that'd be a real hassle if I had to restart the podcast because my computer died. So I'm looking for a strikeout, Severino, or a quick out. Let's get out of this. And here comes the pitch. Fastball high. Smith laid off, so now it's a 1-2 count. Severino now has 38 pitches, so yeah, he's not making the greatest case for his wild card start now. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Like I said, I still think it's going to be Jay happy as for the way it's lined up, and it'd be weird kind of switching up the order in the last week. But that's just my idea right now. And that's not my personal idea. I saw that based on an author and MLB vet. Okay, now it's at 1%. I think after this pitch, I'm just going to do it anyway and just run. That one's fouled off. Oh, shoot, I got to run side. All right, I'm going to risk it. Hopefully this doesn't – all right, if you see it turn off, it's because I didn't get it fast enough, and I'm sorry about that. And I should probably stop apologizing about stuff too. So probably be a couple-minute delay if I do stop. Yeah, I really don't want to have to do that, so my bad. And he swung and missed. All right, gonna go charge my computer. So Severino gets out of the inning unscathed, and it's still 0-0. Hey guys, sorry, I'm gonna put myself on in a second. So, of course, since it got we missed what happened for a second. Uh, oh, there's an error in the app. For some reason, it's not showing me. That's strange. Uh, there we go. Okay, back on. So, Danny Hechavarria hit a home run, and then Gardner hit a triple. So, of course, it happens when I'm gone for 2 minutes. But yeah, gotta prepare a little better. Maybe actually start when game time starts so I can give myself a little bit more time. It's kind of a little bit hard to get up, and usually have a little bit of computer problems and technical problems, and got to get over that. And yeah, so I really wish I could have announced that. Right now, it's currently a 2-0 count on McCutcheon, but hey, Yankees are up 1-0, and that's all that matters, right? They're winning, and all is good, and Gardner hit another triple. He had a really good game coming in for hits the other day, and he's looked good. He's making a case here to stay in the lineup, and that's nice to see from him. Never ball though, so 3-0 count to McCutcheon. I think Garner had a game-saving grab and a go-ahead hit, go-ahead RBI single yesterday that helped the Yankees win 4-1. And yeah, I mean he's showing the Yankees maybe like he deserves that $13 million contract next year. Ball outside, and he walked him on 4 pitches. So Kay just said that McCutcheon has walked 20 times in 22 games, which is utterly ridiculous. And like I mentioned yesterday, he has been a great leadoff hitter. He's walked a lot. He has had a couple of homers. He's stolen a couple of bats. And yeah, he's been a great addition. Yankees are definitely interested next year for a reasonable price, but if Gardner keeps playing the way he is, then maybe Yankees will take on his contract. He is the longest tenured Yankee, and it'll be good to see him back on. And maybe he could split time with Stanton or Clint Frazier. Not that I don't love McCutcheon, but I do want Gardner to play on the Yankees as long as he can. Even though there's a bunch of outfield prospects knocking the door, maybe 1 year is more than enough. But it'll be nice to see him there. I'm gonna miss Gardy. So I think the Rays maybe are doing a bullpen game, as they do already have someone warming up. It's only first and third, no outs. So yeah, that's interesting. So I thought Jacob Faria was a normal starter, and I think he was last year, but turns out he just never wanted the Rays opener. So what do you know? And Judge is up now. Here comes the pitch, ball low. Really like to see Judge run into one. Which means like hitting a home run. He hasn't hit a home run yet since his return, like about a week ago, and it tends to happen when there's injuries. But he's still been hitting well, still been getting his walk, still been playing a good right field. Just want to see him run into one. Strike inside. I'm calling it that he's going to hit a home run here. So if he does, you heard it here first. Like I said yesterday, it's really good to see him back in the lineup. He's just such a offensive force, both physically and just mentally on the team, and great player. And that ball is fouled off, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, he's just such an imposing figure, and he just balances off this lineup so well. And yeah, it's really nice to see him again, having his wrist healed. And it's exciting. He should be a good force in the playoffs. Last year, his average wasn't too great in the playoffs, but he hit a couple homers and had some clutch hits and played a good right field. So, yeah. That was a really good swing, but he fouled it off. That probably would have been a home run if he had that one fair. But yeah, he was just a little late, and he got fouled back to like the first base side. So I guess Faria was originally supposed to go 2 innings as the opener because he's in a jam right now. We'll see how far he goes, and Rays have a couple guys warming up, so we'll see that they'll come in after Judge. Here's the pitch. Ball high, and now it's 2-2. Aaron Judge has not repeated his rookie performance this year. Last year he had 52 homers, and he was like really close to winning MVP until like a July struggle that basically what separated him from winning an MVP award last year. Follow, he did not go, so now it's a full count. Good hold by Aaron Judge. That was like really close to being a swinging strike, but he held up. And he did hold up, so he didn't cross that plane that David Cohn imagined, which is like top of the plate. If you go past the top of the plate, it's a swing. If not, it's a ball. And the umpires stay true to that notion. But yeah, I mean, Judge only has 26 homers this year. Granted, he was out for a couple months, but he's still having a good offensive season. He's still one of the best players in the game. Wow. Jesus. Wow. That ball was hit the pitcher in the head. Like, it was literally like inches away from his head. He just caught it. Jeez. That ball was probably smoked at 110 miles per hour, and he just caught that one. Wow. Jeez. Like, you got to look at that play. Like, it was really like that, and that's where it is. Imagine that coming at you 110 miles per hour, like 60 feet away. It's like that. So, wow. And it didn't even ricochet off his glove. So, I mean, obviously you want the pitcher to be safe, and he is, but it even ricochets. The Yankees didn't get a run. And that being said, Faria's now out of the game. Not because it was like a scare or anything. It's because the Rays are trying to get out of the sitting unscathed. Similar to how Severino got out of last inning unscathed, the Rays are going to try to do the same. That was a good effort by Judge. It was just a badly placed hit that both because he didn't get a good result and also because it almost killed the pitcher. People say they should have like these little protective helmets that would shape like a hat, but pitchers are not really. I mean, some of them are interested, some of them not. Some of them think like, I've got this helmet on, it's going to affect my pitching. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be hard to see. So it's still like in discussion. But glad Jacob Faria is okay. Wish Judge could have got something more of that, but hey, that happens. That's baseball. But yeah, just going to fill in Faria's line, and we shall continue. I mean, he didn't get a homer like I called, but he did get a good piece on the ball. So Jacob Faria won 2 1/3 with 4 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and 11 batters faced. So not a bad outing, not a great outing. His stat line's still going, so we'll see more of that in a little bit. Who's up now? His last name's Kitteridge. I've heard of him before. He's a decent pitcher. Those ERAs is otherwise. His ERA is 6.69. His name's Andrew Kitteridge. So that's quite the last name. Actually, there's a lot of interesting last names in baseball, so I'm sure Kitteridge goes up there. I was just it's Kitteridge. Or I don't know how to pronounce it. Maybe it's Kitteridge. Interesting name. And here's Luke Voigt hoping to do some damage. Ooh, just missed that. He swung and missed, but it was a slider right down the middle. And if he got a hold of it, probably would have been a home run. So he just missed that pitch. Luke Voigt batting 290 on the year. Probably about around 300 of the Yankees. So very good season with them. That one's fouled off. Now the count is 0-2 on Voigt. Just tuning in, Yankees are up 1-0. They have men on the corners with 1 out. It's no 2 count on Luke Voigt. Oh, I forgot to mention. So that obstruction that we talked about last inning, it was actually just a granted a triple. So no obstruction. Still waiting my first time to scorecard instruction. Ball in the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes. John Flick, actually, I was wrong. David Coates not announcing tonight. Is actually, I don't know. Fate is uh, David Coates tonight. There's a hard hit past the third baseman, but maybe that might score too. Fan throws it, and he's McCutcheon's going to stop at third. The Yankees get a run out of it. Nice hard hit by Voit. Continues his his legendary resume of the Yankees in a small sample size of just 1 month. So Yankees up 2-0, and Luke Voigt being Luke Voigt just keeps on contributing to the Yankees. So doing a great job. David Cook made a great point, and Fama got the ball really well off the wall. Like he was just right there as the ball ricocheted, and he fielded it well, and then threw it in so McCutcheon couldn't score. They just intentionally walked Stanton, and now they're making a pitching change. So Kitteridge should not have a good outing. Faria's stat line still in play, but now he's giving up 2 earned runs instead of 1, which was the run before the double by Voit. So right now we have bases loaded with Neil Walker coming up and a pitching change underway. So that's why I'm not calling pitches at the moment, because there is a pitching change underway. Yeah, something like a minute break or so, just because that's a pitcher change. I'm just trying to fill out the lines. My arm's a bit sore right now. Not because I played baseball yesterday, especially my left arm, because I slept on it or something. The 2 hours that I actually did sleep, or even less tonight. So we can get some sleep later, so don't worry. I think my mom's watching this, so yeah, don't worry, Mom. But yeah, my arm's a little sore. So happens. I usually sleep like that, like I guess Egyptian. I don't know. I don't know if that's historically accurate or that's the name of it, but I sleep like that. I sleep with my hand behind the pillow, but sometimes I sleep like on my arm like that. So sometimes my arm gets a little tired. New pitcher's Jalen Beats, and he's another guy with a high ERA, and I don't know from the Rays bullpen. So, hey, maybe Walker will do good. Based on his ERA, he should. And yeah, and based on the Kittredge's ERA, he should also do well. There's a ball that missed high, 1-0. Neil Walker's a switch hitter, so when Faria pitched last inning, Walker was batting lefty, and now Jalen Beatson, who's a lefty, Neil Walker's batting as a righty. Basically, the opposing side of where the pitcher's facing. And this is an effort to have better stats against the pitcher. Ball outside 2-0. So, hey, that's a great count for Neil Walker, because he's probably going to strike right here, and a good pitch to hit is there's nowhere to put the runners, and yeah. So I expect Neil Walker to be swinging here in the strike zone. Here comes the pitch. Ball outside, so now it's 3-0. I wonder if they would turn him loose here. Turn him loose meaning that he was swinging a 3-0 count. And there's always a debate about that. It's like, all right, so you swing on a 3-0 count, you have a chance for a walk. But if it's in your wheelhouse, that's a strike, then it's a really good chance at a home run or a very good hit. So we'll see if Walker swings here. If it's in the strike zone. It's high, and he gets it in. Jalen beats Waltz in a run. As Yankees are up 3-0 now, and Walker gets an RBI. So, hey, his opener's completely unfolding, and the Yankees are doing well. So far, it's been a great night. Hechavarria hit his second Yankee homer. Gardner hit a triple. Luke Voigt had an RBI double. And now Walker just had an RBI walk, which is pretty funny, and I love it. It's always fun to see an RBI walk from the opposing team, which means they have no control. There's a fly ball to right field. Smith is under it, and he's throwing home. Will he be safe? And Voigt slides in ahead of the tag. So now Yankees are up 4-0, and Duhart continues to impress as he just got an RBI by driving in Voigt. So, like I said, Yankees up 4-0 now. For some reason, I thought it was 2 outs, but I'm happy to realize it's now that it was 1 out and Yankees scored, so they're up 4-0. And Duhart's so good about it, setting his hands out, so good at making contact, hitting the ball in the air, perfect guy in RBI situation. He is like 85-plus RBIs this year as a rookie, which is incredible. And, yeah, so he drove in a run, and now hopefully Gary Sanchez can do some more damage. There's a ball low that almost hit him, so 1 ball. Striking pretty hungry, so definitely going to need some chips in the half inning. Well, I came home from baseball practice, ate like a turkey sandwich, still hungry. I wanted to take my roommates, and then I went to sleep, so now I woke up hungry. Cycle life. While low, now it's 2-0. So Jalen Beats just has no control right now in the strike zone. And when he does have control, he gave a run. So, yeah, not a great performance by him so far. Faria's line is done. He gave 3 runs in 2 1/3 innings with 4 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and 11 batters faced. So, pretty bad outing for an opener, especially an opener who doesn't pitch that far into the game. And, yeah, Yankees are defeating the Rays, which they had trouble with in the beginning of the year. There was a strike, so now it's 2-1 on Sanchez. Cone just reminded the audience that Sanchez and Judge are some of the most fearsome home run hitters in baseball. There's a ball low, 3-1 now on Gary Sanchez. But Judge and Sanchez were 1 and 2 respectively. I think Sanchez being the first on the fastest players to have 60 homers. So I don't know if they hold that distinction anymore based on the number of games they play, from fastest to whatever mark they're at, but still very impressive. And there's a lot of hype surrounding them. I mean, there we go. That one is deep. Is that one going to be out? And it is. These are up 7-0. 7-0. I was just going to say it'll be nice to see Sanchez rebound next year and see if he can do it. And, hey, he's contributing. He's helping Yankees in this playoff run. If he does well in the playoffs, we can start to forget his defensive woes, forget his offensive woes, and this just helped a lot. And Yankees just are now destroying the Rays. They, as they call it, broke it open. Sanchez is doing his arm guard in the dugout with his teammates, where they just lock arms as he runs in. And Yankees take a 7-0 lead. And breaking open basically means if you go past 3 runs and you get a hit that allows you to do that, you broke it open. The game's starting to become out of reach. It's 7-0 now, and Yankees just demolishing the Rays' opener strategy. And it's great to see. I think the Yankees home run counts it now is at 253, and so they have 12. Try to get 12 homers in the next 5 games, and 6 games, including this one, and hopefully they can break the all-time record for homers in the season. Due to after my excitement, my app just canceled out, so I'm just turning that back on. But hey, Yankees up 7-0. I'm very excited. It's good to see Gary Sanchez hitting again. That was his 17th homer of the year. I got to incorporate my home run call a bit more, which is that one was mashed. It was a tater being a home run. So I think that's a good call. And yeah, having a little trouble at accessing the app, but luckily it should be working. I just got an update from MLB at bat saying that Hechavarria grounded out to shortstop, and obviously he got the put out at first, the assist to first base. So that's the inning, and I'm going to try to fix the app in the meantime. All right, as I promised, I'm going to eat some chips. Still waiting. App's working again, but just waiting for the Yankees to come back on. They're replaying Sanchez's homer. The ball was at 104 miles per hour and went 384 feet. And just tuning in, Yankees are up 7-0. Sanchez hit a home run. There was a ball outside to the batter, Joey Wendell, against Severino. But, yeah. So, good inning. Ball outside again, 2-0 to Joey Wendell. But the unique part of Sanchez's homer was that it was really high. Usually home runs about 20-25 degree launch angle. That ball's fouled off 2-1. So basically, the launch angle is the angle the ball takes off when the ball is hit on the bat. And that ball was at a 35 degree launch angle. So that was just almost like a large pop up. But it was still a home run, still a 3 runs for the Yankees. And who cares how high the launch angle is if you get some runs. There's a strike, 2-2 on Joey Wendell. Here's ball roped to Stanton, means Judge, and Judge ricochets it for a second, but Wendell's going to be there easily. And the Rays are starting us off this inning very well. The runner on second. It was just over the reach of Stanton, so Stanton just can't jump up and get something. No one can because Judge. Stanton played right for a couple of games. They're both similar heights. The Judge is the right fielder, so I should say that better, or say that more correctly. But Judge leaped up. No one's bigger than him as a right fielder in the game, as an outfielder in general. Ooh, jeez. Tommy Pham just got hit in the hand. God. He is wincing, but he is walking the first base. So hopefully he's all right. That was like 97 miles per hour in the hand, so ugh. That's rough. Oh, it wasn't on his hand. That was on his elbow. So I guess that's better because and David Cohn agrees with me because that's on your hand's broken. So yeah, but I already see it. There's like a huge bruise on there. Wow. Like a baseball shaped bruise on his arm. That's gotta hurt. It's funny, Little League, you always see the pitchers like apologizing, going up to the batter and giving them a high five or like shaking their hand. In the big leagues, it's like, all right, it happens. And it's like, you almost wish you could see that. Like, you wish you could see a bit more sportsmanlike when someone gets hit. But it's just part of the game, it happens. That ball's high. So it's first and second for G-Man Choi, who I love because he's a former Yankee, had 2 homers in 1 game, provided some relief at first base while Greg Bird wasn't performing last year. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Choi. Yeah, he started the Angels. Didn't do that well there, went to the Yankees. The Yankees released him because after 2 homers, he didn't have too many other moments. Then that ball's high, so 2-1. Then he went to the Brewers. Well, there, he got traded to the Rays, I think, via waivers, where a team claims you. Basically, there's like this waiver wire. It's like, all right, I want this player to be traded, and you guys can have him, but let's make a deal if you claim him. So it's different than a trade deadline. There's like a separate date of the deadline. It's a little bit different, but yeah. So that's how the Rays got him. He's produced a lot for them. I think it's like 6 homers for them or so, including a walk-off homer, which they show just now. Is like, he's just like this big Korean dude who's just like really like excited and happy, and yeah. So Severino just loaded the bases, and now that 7-run lead is looking not too far out of reach from the Rays. So hopefully Severino can get out of this. But he is not making a good bid for his wild card game start. He's looking like very much like second half Severino, which is still very solid, but not as dominant. And this is his 3rd walk of the night. He has a hit by pitch. Yeah, usually has a much better command. So, yeah, he's not been the same Severino. And a lot of people think that's because of his mechanics, and I think it's like kind of how close he is or how centered he is to the body. But they're not sure. Obviously, if the Yankees knew, they would try to do their best to fix it. That ball's high, so that's not good. David Cohn just mentions 52 pitches for Severino now, so that's not good. He's not going to be in this game for long. He'll be 5-6 innings at most, if that. We'll see how this inning plays out. Yeah, and starting off, Brandon Lowe, who's not really even established hitter of the ball. There's another ball way up high. 2 balls, no strikes. So now he's going to give Lowe a fat pitch to hit, and this is not really good for the Yankees right now. But good thing Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, is coming to the mound and try to relax Severino, and I think that's a very good call. He's a pro at his job. Rothschild, been in the game forever. He was actually the first ever Rays manager in 1998. And yeah, I have the utmost respect for him. He's been the Yankees pitching coach as long as I can remember. Yeah, it's been great. This is a good opportunity to relax Severino and have a mound visit. So still 2-0 count. And Lowe, the mound visit got broken up. Rays threatening to score here. Let's see if Severino can do another Houdini trick. There's a strike, finally. So 2-1 count on Brandon Lowe. Lowe was the player who had a very hard hit last night, and that was it would have been a 2-run double to tie it, but Gardner and Rab now. Double play after. He's great call. Larry Rob trying to come up. I see Sanchez and hopefully Severino he's looking a little better after he came up 2 pitches ago. That ball was roped, and it's a base hit. It's going to go to the wall. That's going to be at least 2 runs. Judge throws to second. Here comes the 3rd run. He's going to be out. The relay got him, and it was 2 runs, but Choi is going to be out at home. So great relay from, I believe, Judge to it was either Walker or Hechavarria, but Hayda got him out. At least they got 1 out there. But yeah, you don't like to. That was a good hard hit, and now Yankees lead is cut to 7-2. So it was Neil Walker. He made a good throw home. 1 bouncer to Sanchez. Sanchez was ran into by Choi, but he held on, gave him a lane, like an area to slide on home plate before he had the ball, and he got him. So good job by Sanchez. Good job by Judge and Walker as well to get the ball in and get that. So now we got on the throw home, though, that'll move to 3rd. So now it's 1 out with man on 3rd. And, yeah, I saw some of my roommates' friends here, so hopefully they don't interrupt me. But yeah, that's been a good podcast so far, I think. Yeah, somebody just write it down. It was a double to right field, and it scored 2 runs. He was out at home 9-4-2. So I think my roommates are out partying, or maybe they stay on the roof for a bit more, so I don't know where they're coming from. But, yeah, I just really hope they don't interrupt me. Oh, as I was talking, it's a 1-2 count on C.J. Cron. Just filling out that last play. Ball high, 2-2. And Cone just made a great point, one that I just reiterating mine, about how Severino's command is just off tonight, throwing a lot of pitches. That's a line, wow. Whew, that's insane. That ball was a line so hard to Hechavarria. As he caught it, he just kept going back. It's like the force of the ball just kept carrying him. So now it's 2 outs, and yeah, I mean, his command's off. Balls are being hit hard. A couple doubles off him, and a couple runs already into the game. So it's up to me. He does not pitch in that wild card game. I think it's more down to Happen Tanaka at this point. So Kiermaier's up with 2 outs and a runner on 3rd. Severino hoping to avoid more damage. There's a great pick by Sanchez. He backhanded a slider that almost touched the dirt and saved a run. Much better defensive game so far, and it's a 1-0 count to Kiermaier. Kiermaier does not hit Severino well, so hopefully he gets out of this. That ball's fouled off, and it counts now 1-1. I feel like I'm maybe going a bit too fast, so I'm going to try to slow the pace down. But yeah. So another scoring change. Scoring change meaning my scorecard. That ball was high, by the way, so it's 2-1. So they didn't actually say loud, got to throw in the throw. It was just a straight triple. So I have to change it from a double to a triple, which is very annoying. And yeah, that's the second time they've had to change something to a triple tonight. It's weird. That ball's grounded with first. Voigt hits himself, and Severino leaves the half inning with 2 runs. Could have been a lot worse. Gets out of it by some good defense by Hechavarria, Voit, and Judge, and Walker, and Sanchez, all those guys who helped with relay in the last 2 outs. So it's 7-2 Yankees, and we're going to go on 2-minute break. Sorry, I thought I was going to get up for a second, but I guess I was just going to for a stretch and get my chips. I think my mom's doing watching right now, so you're on. Thanks for watching, Mom. Biggest supporter since day one. And yeah, thanks for watching all my podcasts so far. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. So like, hey, we got the quote unquote mommy son show. Basically, I'd be talking about there's a ball outside Gardner. I'd be talking about the Yankee game with my mom, and she wouldn't really get it, but I knew a lot. We have a good mentor, and yeah. So here comes the pitch. That ball is flied out to Kiermaier, and it's 1 away. But she would joke as if it was like her own little commentating thing. So, but it was pretty funny. And I'm gonna be laughing hard, way too hard at the pitcher's motions, and which I found funny. Because I'm like, why are you laughing so hard? He's pitching normally. It's like, yeah, but you can see their blood. So I missed that, but just commentating and knowing that I'm just watching it reminds me of that, which is sweet. Ooh. Did that hit him? Yep, that hit him. So McCutcheon finds another way to get on base. One via the hit, one via the walk, and now one via the hit by pitch. So the 3 ways to get on base and help your on base percentage. So there we go. Attaboy, McCutcheon finding a way. So now both teams have a hit by pitch on either side. There is a ball on Judge, so 1-0 count. Jalen Beats is still in the game. Judge just swung and missed, so now it's 1-1. See how long Beats is in. I just think it's going to be 1 inning since he hasn't done well. I don't even know. I don't think he's a long man, so we'll see. There's a swing and a miss, so 1 ball, 2 strikes on Judge. So it's interesting because Apparently, according to the Rays shift, Judge decided a lot of ground balls to the right side. Apparently, posted a lot of ground balls to the left side, and yeah. So I mean, Judge has great power, great. I think he has pretty good back control. So if he wants to, he should. I mean, I think he should because it'll help advance the runners. He should went to the right side on the ground. And that one, wow, that one was really low when they called Judge out. Where was that? Oh, I think it was a strike. It went through the plane of the strike zone. The catcher caught it like very inside, but it was a very nasty pitch. So best pitch all night from Jalen Beats, but Judge can't believe it. He's like pissed, going to dugout. He's not throwing anything because he's Aaron Judge. Always has a very good demeanor, but he went inside the dugout and is just pretty annoyed. Voight fouls went to first base side. I mean, I do like the whole idea that strikes are based on the plane. I think that's how it should be, because there is a 3D zone. But I think they did it more than we players would accept that or adapt to it. There's a hard hit to Davis. He throws to first, getting him out. But that was actually Brandon Lau. And he threw to first baseman Jake Bowers, who replaced G-Man Choi, who on when he got thrown at home, bumped his head. So, but hey, the Rays got out of that, and now we head to the bottom of the fourth. Chip time. I'm gonna pause, so I'm just resetting. Still waiting. Waiting on when I get back to it. Here we go. It's a 1-1 count on Willie Adames. And that ball's fouled off, so it's 1-2. Severino at 68 pitches right now. So in 3 innings, that's a little more than 22 pitches an inning, which is awful. Way more than the average 16 pitches at Mount, which is considered very good for a starter or any pitcher. That ball's fouled off, so the count remains 1-2. Here's the pitch. And he swings and a miss. So there's the first out of the inning and via the strikeout, and one away for Severino. He has 4 strikeouts this inning, which is pretty good. Yeah, like I said, the average strikeout inning or more, it's amazing. He has 4 strikeouts in 3 1/3 innings. Third of an inning being how many outs there are. So 1/3 of an inning is 1 out, 2/3 is 2 out, an inning's 3 outs. That ball missed outside, so 1-0 count to catcher Adam Moore. And hey, we have the same name, so want him to do okay against any other team but the Yankees. That's my policy with him. The other day, the Rays were mathematically eliminated from playoff contention, making them the last non-playoff team in the American League to be eliminated. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, so 1 ball, 2 strikes on Adam Moore. I just forgot his name, even though he has the same name as I do. So American League playoff format is already set. I mean, the amount of teams or which teams are already set. That ball swung and a miss, so 2 outs, 2 strikeouts for Severino as we head back to the top of the order and now Smith. So yeah, I mean, right now in the American League, basically, A's are still fighting for the division title, and the Yankees and A's are still battling out for home field advantage. So not too interesting, especially like with 5-6 games remaining. There's a strike, so on 1 count to Mount Smith. 5-6 games remaining. Yeah, it's not going to be too interesting finish. Here comes the pitch. Ball high, 1-1. Basically, like, it'd be sad if the Yankees or Astros lose the division title. That's very unlikely to happen. Yankees have a 1.5 game lead over the A's, so that's still pretty close, but Astros have like a 4.5 game lead over the A's for the division title. That ball is fouled off, so 1-2. Let's see if Severino can strike at the side. Have a much better inning than the last one. But yeah, nationally it's way more interesting, and depending on the outcome of this at bat, we'll see if we'll talk about this inning or next. But yeah, there needs to be some changes to how interesting baseball gets. That ball is like what you call like a 55-footer. So it bounced like a couple of feet in front of the plate and just bounced high and made him bounce into the stands. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and now it's Smith. Smith is under 6 feet, so works out for the small guys all around. He has a pretty even stance. That ball is grounded to second. Walker throws it first. Smith is out by a step, and you're going to the top of the 5th. And with that, I'm going to take a short bathroom break. It's a little chilly out here. Probably get a sweatshirt after this half inning. Pretty sure the inning already started, but of course the half wax. So we are heading into the top of the fifth. Yes, it did start. We'll see how far we can count the Appas, and I'll just go along with that. Okay, this is the first pitch. Okay, so ball inside to Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton's batting .259, which means he has gets a hit 25.9% of the time. And there's a double down the line. And Pham gets it, throws to second, and Stanton has an easy double. And wow. So Yankees have a couple of doubles on down the line. And I was just about to say, well, average-wise, Stanton isn't doing too well, but with that hit, he helps his batting average because batting average depends on the amount of hits you have. So Yankees got a man on second, no outs, hoping to add on to their lead. And cool to see him double-digit runs again. So that'd be fun. Up now is Neil Walker, who, as I mentioned last time, instead of a double in the obstruction, he was trying with a triple. And good for him. There's a ball in the dirt, blocked by the catcher, Adam Moore. And it's a 1-0 count to Neil Walker. I think I know who just joined in. It's my brother's roommate, Alex. So thank you, Alex, for watching. I appreciate it. Yeah. So I've been telling him and his brother Arthur, my actual roommate, about this podcast for a while. So glad they're starting to tune in. That ball is fouled off. So now it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Neil Walker. Neil Walker has spent his career on originally the Pirates, and then went to the Mets, and then went to the Brewers, and now he's on the Yankees. He wanted to play in New York, but he wants to play the Mets again, who traded him midseason last year. But they offered him a contract, and now he's on the Yankees for the 1 year, $3 million deal, I believe. That ball is fouled off. So now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, I mean, he was a solid player. He had like a couple of 20-homer seasons, solid defense, a couple of 70 RBI campaigns, like 70 RBI plus campaigns, RBIs run batted in. Yeah, I mean, he's been a solid player all his career. There's a ground ball to short. Wow, nice play by Adames. And he gets him out. Wow. So he slid to his glove side, which is his left side, and he grabbed it, spun around, threw to first, got him out, and wow, what a play. If that ball had gotten through, Yankees would be up 8-2 right now, but due to the defense of Adames, it's now 1 out and a man on third. Good base running by Stanton, who the ball in front of him, but on the ground, he went to third regardless. But that's Adames is a prospect for the Rays that came up this year. And, yeah, so there's good reason why he's considered to be a good prospect, and much of that reason is because of his defense. There's a ball to Andujar, and it's a 1-0 count with 1 out and a man on third. Here comes the pitch. Ball is fouled off. Now it's 0-2. So today, earlier, actually more yesterday for me, I was checking out the award races of like who's going to win MVP, who's going to win Rookie of the Year, Cy Young, Pitcher of the League, Manager of the Year award, and they actually agreed with my statement that Andujar should not win Rookie of the Year. As much as I love him, as much as he's been a great force for the Yankees, and a lot of good production, the fact that Ohtani can hit and pitch, and Andujar's defense isn't that great, that ball's popped up, and it's wow, whoa, you don't see that ever. So Jalen Beats went off the mound and caught a foul out, and I've only seen that one other time, and that wasn't even in um, professional game. That was in my little league. I mean, my travel game. Like he ran into foul territory. He's the only one around to get. He made the catch, and he slid like feet first, and he got the ball. You never see that. Like a pitcher run for a foul ball, a pitcher catch a pop up. That one was in foul territory too. And it's such a nice play. So that one's probably going to go down as one of the best plays of the week. That was amazing. He did what you call a basket catch, where we catch it like both hands like this. It just falls and dunks right in. Oh, I just dunked right in. I guess that's why I call it a basket catch. Or maybe you know it. There's a ground ball to left field. Sanchez gets another RBI, his fourth RBI of the game, breaking out right in time before the playoffs. So he's doing great. Yankees take an 8-2 lead. So, the pitcher robbed Duhar from another chance to swing the bat, but Sanchez made up with it with an RBI single to left. So all is right in the world. To see Sanchez hit because he has not produced much in this entire year, actually. So, it's just good to see. And Hechavarria swings and misses. It was a big loopy curveball that just went straight down. And Hechavarria turned his head out. The bat went with him, and he had no chance of swinging that one. Hechavarria's glove first shortstop, who I believe won Gold Glove in 2013 or 2014. He has some good, decent pop as he hit a homer today, and it was his second homer since joining the Yankees, which isn't too long. So I got to refresh the app because sometimes it lags and it just pauses. So stay tuned for that. But yeah. There's a ball low. So now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here comes the next pitch. That ball is ground to second, throws to first, and that's the inning. So Yankees get a run on 2 hits on the Sanchez organized single, and we head to the bottom of the 5th. Yeah. Me too. All right, I am back. Just thanked my roommate's brother, Alex, for washing, so that was awesome. Um, he just told me that he's been confused, but he thought I was speaking well. And I guess you got to watch the whole course of the game to really understand or start to understand what I'm trying to say. So, but he thought I spoke well, but the resolution needs some work, which I agree with. And I'm going to work on that as well. Game's lagging a bit once again, so I'm going to exit out. Go back in. Common strategy of the common folk who do not know technology that well. But that seems to work. There we go. Now we're back. So it is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Joey Wendell. Joey Wendell's a rookie this year, and apparently, according to WAR, which is what we talked about earlier, is that related stat that shows worth of a player relevant to how, and like compared to other players. Wendell actually has the highest WAR among all rookies, but he's not in the conversation. By the way, that was the ball outside, so now it's 2-2. Here comes the pitch. Ball is grounded to Hechavarria, and he throws him out by a step. So 1 away. But yeah, he's not really in the conversation because his stats are not as pretty as Otani or Duhar or Torres. So he only has 7 homers, not a lot of RBIs, but he plays really good defense, which is more than the other couple of defenders can say. And Cody Otani doesn't play defense because he's just a DH and pitcher. There's a strike. So 0-1 on Tommy Pham. What was I going to say? But yeah, I mean, Wendell's a solid player, and it'll be interesting to see how he develops. I mean, Finn is a good lefty swing. Maybe he could develop a bit, maybe 20 homers or so. So it'd be fun to see how he does in the future. That was a ball outside, 1-1. There's another ball outside, so now it's 2-1 on Tommy Pham. I am a fan of Tommy Pham. Got to get some puns in there. That ball's fouled off. I mean, yeah, he has potential to be a 30-30 player. He has 20 homers this year. I think he's pretty solid. I think a new scenery with the Rays can also help him. So it'd be cool to see how he develops as well. Maybe a bit of a worse year than last year, but still not bad. That ball's swung and missed, so now 2 away. Severino looking sharp in the last couple innings. He's now retired the last 7 batters, meaning that he's done the last 7 guys out consecutively without them reaching on base. Just get a swig of water. There's a strike on the outside corner, so no balls, 1 strike on Jake Bauers. That ball's high, 1-1. This is Jake Bauers' first at bat of the game as he replaced G-Man Choi, put an awkward slide home before he was tagged out by Gary Sanchez. That ball is outside, so it's 2-1 now on Bauers. Bauers is interesting. He has some solid pop. He's kind of an all-enough hitter. That ball's popped at the foul, and count goes to 1-2. But all enough for hitters. Like, all right, he hits a lot of homers, but he doesn't have a lot of. He doesn't hit for a high average. So he's been under the Mendoza line, which is under 200, and which is really, really bad. Here goes the pitch. That's struck out. And Severino strikes out Bowers, swings, so another couple of Ks. Severino now has, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7 Ks in 5 innings, and he's settled down, and now he heads to the top of the 6th. Severino has 91 pitches, and he's already pitched through 5 innings, and the Yankees have a good lead. So my guess is that Boone's not going to put him back at 4-6, but you never know. 91's not too bad, but you're not doing well. It's almost like those pitches kind of have more of a toll on you. And he's done well. He actually came back the last couple innings, so maybe they'll. I think he'll actually go out for a 6. Actually, I rescind my prediction. If he had given up 2 runs last inning, then I would have said that he probably not. But I think because he's doing solid since then, he'll get to pitch another inning at least. Yeah, still on commercial. And Brett Gardner steps up to the plate. Beats is still in, so I guess he is their long reliever, which I was not expecting because I've never heard of him before. I just thought he was one of those like 1 inning relievers, but turns out he's a long man. And there's a ball outside. Here's the next pitch. Here's a curve to Dutson for a strike. My curve was super loopy, like sort of like by like Gardner's elbows and just dunked in like middle of the plate for a strike. So he has decent stuff. I mean, he has calmed down since the outburst in the 3rd inning. I mean, last inning got hit with it too, but still, not bad for a rookie pitcher. For a pitcher I don't know too well, who's probably Robert New. There's a ball outside, so 2-1 on Gardner. That ball's pop foul, so 2 balls, 2 strikes. Michael K mentioned a couple minutes ago how Yankees get 1 more homer from the 9 spot. They'll have 9 players with 20 homers each, which would be the first time Major League history would ever have that. Or 20 homers from each of the 9 spots in the batting order. Is if you have 12 guys who have 20 who have double-digit homers, which is also a record. So very historic home run hitting team. That ball's fouled off. Count remains 2-2. Probably need to take another bathroom break after this inning. So it's been taking a little while. Let's guess that. Or when I come back. That ball's ground to second, flips, and then throws it to first base. Well, he didn't flip, but he shifted his body and then he threw to first base, which is common when the ball takes you to your glove side when you're at second base. So 1 away for the Yankees. Michael K. also just mentioned the Yankees have 3 players remaining from that amazing '09 team, which is Brett Gardner, who has been around for 10 years. There's a strike on McCutcheon 0-1. They have Sabathia, who came that year in the Yankees, and David Robertson, who was briefly with the White Sox, but then returned to the Yankees. That ball just missed outside. The curveball was super loopy. It's only like 76 miles per hour, and it just missed the outside corner, thankfully for the Yankees. There's a strike. Actually, wait, no, it's low. Wow. That looks like a strike in the that was a total strike in the robotic strike zone they have on the screen. And now it's a strike, so it's 2-2. It's almost like a make-up pitch. That one was out of the robotic strike zone, and this one is in the strike zone. Robotic strike zone is basically just a square or the strike zone in the way. And here comes the 2-2. That ball's popped up to shallow center field. Kiermaier has it. Ooh, he almost ran into, I believe it was the second baseman. Brandon Lowe. Yeah, he almost ran into him. Like, Kiermaier caught it, like, very awkward. He caught it like this, and Brandon Lowe almost ran into him. So, yeah. So, obviously, Kiermaier caught that one as he was playing center. And he has jurisdiction over the zone. Ball high to Judge, so 1-0. But yeah, Kiermaier caught the last out. So 2 outs, top of the 6th, Yankees up 8-2. That ball was chipped off Judge's bat, fielded by the first baseman and tagged Judge just to see if he's safe. Where did he tag him? It seemed like he was a little bit awkward. Huh, he might be safe. I don't think it was an awkward tag. I think he just may have been safe. Because his foot never touched the bag. He looked safe. He looks like Judge looks like he touched the bag on the before the pitcher stepped on the base. So I think there's gonna be a challenge. It was such a weird shot. Like the ball that Judge just hit, like it almost hit him in the hand, but he just chucked at the bat and it scribbled down the first baseline. And the first baseman picked it up. Actually, wasn't on the first baseline. It was like maybe good 15 over. Picked it up, underhanded, but the pitcher wasn't there, and he tagged Judge rather than step on the base for the out. But it looks like Judge beat it, even though the umpire called it out. So we should be seeing a replay. Again, the game's lagging, or the app's lagging, so I'm just going back to it. But I do assume that the Yankees are challenging that play. Yep, they won the challenge. Wow, that was fast. So Judge gets a hit, even though he probably hit that ball like not even 30 miles per hour. Like it was just a chuck swing that somehow found his bat, and he was just trying to protect himself from getting hit in the hand. So, hey, you got a hit out of it, so nice job, Judge. And up at the plate is the monster, the GOAT, the legend, Luke Voigt, who is just a stud. And it's been awesome since the Yankees got him. That ball is high and outside, 1-0. Zap continues to lag, which is bothersome. So I think I got to put it back on cellular after this happening. which isn't bad because my data plan's very good here. But yeah, it's annoying. And now it's saying there's a media error, so that means I definitely have to put it on cellular, and we're missing a bit more of the game, so that's annoying. There's a ball inside, and the count is now 3-2, so we missed a couple of pitches. And here comes the payoff pitch. Ball inside. And now we have first and second with Stanton up, so hey, maybe we can still get a double-digit runs today, which would be nice. Hey, if you're just tuning in, it's 8-2 Yankees, first and second with 2 outs. Giancarlo Stanton's up, and let's see if they get double-digit runs. And Stanton's the perfect guy to do it because he's such a good power hitter. I got interrupted earlier by his. There's a ball inside, 1-0. I got interrupted earlier after Stanton silenced me of a double, but his batting average isn't where you would like it to be. It's about 260. Last year was about 284. And he has the potential to just, be at least a 280 hitter. Ball inside, 2-0. Because he just hits the ball so hard. He hits the ball I feel like he's like top 5 highest in the majors, maybe even less, maybe even better than that. And he just hits the ball so hard. So hit the ball hard, you have a better chance of getting a hit. And he can hit the ball to all fields. He just strikes out a lot. I mean, he's second in the majors with strikeouts this year. If let's see, he doesn't have a strikeout tonight, so he remains at 206 strikeouts. Here comes the 2-0. Wow. Big, hefty swing and a miss. That was a ball high and inside at 88 miles per hour. But he's in a really good cut. That probably would have been gone if he got a hold of it. But sadly, he did not touch it. So, yeah. Here's a 2-1. That ball's in the dirt. So now it's 3-1. So Beats came into the game with little control. And now he's still just having control problems. He hasn't bad stuff. I mean, he doesn't throw overly hard, but that curve is very nasty. So, yeah. And, when you're losing like this, you're just bound to just try to give your team some innings. Good hard hit, but it just went foul. And now the count is full, which will release the runners. And runners released, they're starting to run after the serious pitch is thrown. Got the threat of a steal because it's 2 outs. It's a strikeout, it's 3 outs, a walk. You just hit the base and it's a hit, you have a better chance of scoring. So this pitch will release the runners. Another ball foul. It almost hit Tommy Canley. So the Rays have this bullpen. It's on the field. So sometimes balls come near the people who are throwing, which I think is an awful design. That just puts people in danger. It's more uncomfortable. What if the ball gets away? So, yeah. Because Canley's warming up, I think Severino's going to have a short leash net thing where he's just going to come out, which makes sense because he labored through 5 innings. And Stanton struck out, so I think he's got no run in strand 2, and we head to the bottom of 6. Then I'm going to take a minute break. I'm going to get my sweatshirt actually, get some cold. rocking the my old school team. I mean, high school. So nice to wear the shirt still. So, sound of Michael K's tone. I am guessing that. Oh, wow. I think that so Severino did pitch to the first batter, but he wanted a double that just missed for a homer, and now he's taken out of the game. And Tommy Canley's going to relieve him. So with the pitching change, I'm just going to write down Severino's line. Doing these podcasts can be a bit like mentally draining or just tiring. I mean, I haven't slept that lot in the last couple of days. I'm going to sleep a lot more when I come home from Hebrew class today, but I'm just wiped. So, yeah, but I'm doing what I like, and that's important, and I'm working hard, and I feel good after I do the game while I'm doing the game. So, yeah, so it's still work. It's 1:30 in the morning to prepare for a 2 a.m. podcast. So Yankees announcer radio announcer John Sterling, he has calls for every home run hitter or every home run hit by Yankees. And for Hechavarria, when he hit the home run, it's like Hechavarria, Mamma Mia. It's like really corny and weird, but he's just known for that. I was looking at the crowd for a second, so not sure why that was the reason why, or whatever the reason why was for that. But here we go. Canley's on the bum with the mound, and yeah, before Canley pitches, and I'm sure my mom will love this. Here's the pitch. There's a changeup in for a strike. He does like this was well. I'm sure I'm be like, why is he doing that? And just like laugh for no reason, but pretty funny. It's funny to have someone watching a game with you who doesn't know as much and finds these little details that are humorous to them but common to you. This pitch, that ball is pop foul. No balls, 2 strikes. So Tommy Canley was also brought in the Robertson deal that brought Robertson, Todd Frazier, who's now on the Mets, and Tommy King, and before Canley. And Canley was this guy last year who really helped the Yankees bullpen. He threw 98 with a very good changeup. That ball's high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And when he came to the spring training this year, he wasn't throwing as hard, which is common for pitchers because they're getting back into things, but not throwing right away. But he kind of stayed the same, which is strange. And then he struggled right away to the minors for the whole year, and now he's back up. But because of that, his ERA is bloated to 6.86. And he strikes him out. So came looking pretty sharp. His fastball is not as hard as it used to be. I mean, Canley probably used to top at 100. Maybe now it's like 96. So whatever happened, it's pretty weird, but he's still a solid pitcher. That ball is low, so 1-0 to Kevin Kiermaier. And here comes the 1-0. Wow, that ball is absolutely crushed. But right to Judge, right at the wall. Wow. So that one was really close from getting out, but it did not. That looked like it was a homer right off the bat. But it was like maybe 5 feet away from being a homer, so that was absolutely crushed. But on the fly, which is very deep, Brandon Lowe advances to third. Lowe's actually not a bad hitter. I mean, I didn't hear about him much yesterday, and I was giving crap for striking out a couple of times. It's double and triple today and a walk. Had a near double yesterday. He's a good like extra base hitter. Maybe he needs to develop a little bit more pop. I don't know. I don't know him too well. Haven't heard him too well. But yeah, there's a changeup in for a strike. 0-1 to Lily Adamas. Adamas has 10 homers this year in limited playing time, so that's pretty solid. And yeah, so he's not a bad player. There's a fastball blown by him, 0-2. He reached 96 there, so good to see a hard fastball from Canely, which I've missed sorely from last year, where he was like another like great reliever for the Yankees. Now he's probably won't even make the postseason roster. Almost definitely he won't. Come set. Here's the pitch. Ball high. Their ball missed high, so now 1-2. So David Cohn mentioned how Severino still was picked to start the All-Star game, which I definitely disagree with. It's like, well, he's like Severino's the ace. One game is like just one game. Here comes the 1-2. Sorry, lads. So now here comes the 1-2 again. That ball is called straight 3 at 97 miles per hour. I didn't even realize he could go that high anymore, so that's good. And the Rays leave, or the Yankees get out of that inning unscathed, and they continue to lead 8-2. Yeah, it's changing innings, so that's why I'm just taking a short break. So, okay, the app just exited out. That's weird. Pitcher up right now, his name is Chi-Wei Hu. He is from Taiwan. His nickname during Players Weekend, which is where players get to assign their own nicknames. So his last name is spelled H-U, but his nickname is spelled like Who with a question mark, or that's what the nickname was, which is funny. It's a 1-0 count to Neil Walker, and there's a ball outside, so 2-0. So there's some news around the league. Matt Scherzer just became the 17th pitcher in Major League history to have recorded 300 strikeouts in a season, which is insane. Especially, there's a ball inside. Wow, that was awkwardly caught. That was at 93 miles per hour, and Adam Moore just like scooped it like that, and it wasn't even in the dirt. So very strange. But Scherzer joins that exclusive club of 300 strikeouts in a season. And the reason why it's so insane comes the pitch. There's a striking outside corner. It's in about like 220 innings. He has 300 strikeouts. So remember, we talked about that ratio where you have about this same amount of strikeouts per, like at least a strikeout per innings pitched, or more than one strikeout per inning pitched. Here comes this pitch. That was lined right into the shift to the second baseman, throws to first, and there's the first out. And yeah, so to have that great of a ratio in that short amount of innings is just incredible. I think Sale also has some ridiculous number. Like Chris Sale's the ace of the Red Sox. And he has like this ratio of like 145 innings and like 220 strikeouts, which is even more insane than Scherzer's. But Scherzer has pitched more innings and has 300 Ks. Here's a Duhar. There's a ball in the dirt. But you would think someone with that many Ks and that many innings pitched, and he has a very good ERA too, would be in the Cy Young conversation. He is. But as some of my friend Matthias, who he's a few my age, he knows more baseball than I know. He knows more baseball than me. Sorry, I think I repeated that. Should apologize. Anyway, but there's a ball, so 1 ball, 1 strike. But he said, congrats to Matt Scherzer on his 300 strikeout. Still not winning the Cy Young, though. There's a towering fly ball right to Tommy Pham, and he has it, 2-away. And yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to win at this point. He is the ERA. Anytime you have an ERA 5 that's considered pretty elite or pretty solid, like that's at like pretty solid. Anytime you have an ERA under 3, the ERA under 2, that's just absurd. And DeGrom has a 1.77 ERA. Remember, ERA stands for earned run average. He also has a bunch of strikeouts. I think like 259 strikeouts and 202 innings pitched. And then, so Scherzer bests him in batting average against the strikeouts, but that ERA is just ridiculous. Here comes the pitch. There's a ball inside, 2-0. And it's interesting because if DeGrom wins, they'll have the lowest amount of wins for Cy Young. But wins for a pitcher are overrated. Obviously, wins for a team are not overrated, but pitcher gets a win. If he pitched, there's a foul ball, 2-1. Pitcher gets a win. That means like he pitched enough innings to be registered a win, and he left the game with his team winning. So he has to go 5 innings and his team's winning, and they don't blow the lead. And so he only previous lowest was held by Felix Hernandez in 2010 with 13. That ball fouled off 2 strikes. But yeah, actually, announcers are just on that too about Grom versus Scherzer. Just want to be when you yeah, I mean that ERA is just ridiculous. And there's a stat they had or they showed on this one Instagram page I follow, and Mets don't score a lot for DeGrom, which is why he hasn't won a lot of games. But if if the Mets score 2 runs or like average like 3 runs every game or 3 runs every game, they have like 20 wins. If they average 4 runs every game, 25 wins. Cut off. Full count still on Sanchez. And there's something called a quality start, which is when you throw a ball or less. And the Groms had like 28 consecutive like quality starts, which has never been in Major League history. So they actually just said that right as I was speaking about the quality starts. And DeGrom is just like, he's elite. He won a Rookie of the Year a couple years back, an All-Star. That ball is high as in Sanchez. And Felix Hernandez, who had the previous win total, or lowest win total for Cy Young. And the DeGrom should be able to pass that. That ball is fouled off. So remember how I talked when of the Rays Stadium, how they're on the field, they're in foul territory, so pitchers move the balls near, the ball gets thrown away or go in the field, and that foul ball. So I want to Hecheverria, by the way. Like all the pitchers are running out of the way, all the relief pitchers who are sitting on the side. They have like players sitting like on the field, not on the field of play, but like on the field in general. That ball swung and missed, 0-2. And yeah, so I just think it doesn't make a lot of sense to have that. I use ballpark dimensions, but yeah, it's pretty weird. Maybe he gets the pitchers more in the game, I don't know. But A's have that too, and I just never liked the design. Like I would hate that if I were on the field and I was to move like that. That ball's inside and Andujar had to swing. So now it's one. Sorry, Hecheverria. I get them mixed up sometimes, which is kind of messed up. But it's 1-2 on Hecheverria. Here comes the 1-2. Ball inside, 2-2. So as I mentioned earlier, for the Rookie of the Year conversation, Ohtani is supposedly leading Rookie of the Year race, which is what I agree with. And it's amazing what Ohtani's done. So he's a pitcher and hitter, great at both ends of the spectrum. That ball's fouled off, so count remains 2-2. But it's interesting because he actually needs Tommy John surgery towards UCL. He's still hitting, and he's still hitting home runs. He's just not pitching right at the moment. He won't be pitched for a little bit. But at the first week after the season ends, he's going to get Tommy John surgery. It's amazing. His arm must be in pain, must be dead. He's still hitting monster homers. Hit a ball like 428 feet the other day. There's a foul ball, so count remains 2-2. He was thrown 21 pitches this inning, so not that amazing of an outing for him. But he hasn't given any runs, so good for Q. But Morgan Ohtani is just like, I mean, this guy has so much hype. As he was being signed before he got signed, and he's lived up to exceeded expectations by a lot. Here's the pitch. That ball's line to center field, right to Kiermaier, and that's the third out. So Yankees strand run and a walk, and we go to the bottom of the seventh inning. Had my green tea sitting around for a little bit, so I'm gonna drink that. Mom also is a big fan of green tea, so yeah, sure should be happy I'm drinking it. It's also pretty cold now, so not as good. So one of the Yankees post-game announcers, I don't know why I'm blanking on his name, but he basically just said that Severino's his number one guy too, and a good stat for that is swings and misses. Wow, there's a nasty slider, and there's a strike one to Adam Moore. Adam Moore's a 182 hitter. With that nasty of a pitch, no chance you get to that. So 0-1 on Adam Moore. There's a strike, so 0-2. And, well, what they said about Severino's, he had 17 swings and misses. And the more swings and misses you have in the game, the better you look. So that's an encouraging sign. That shows his stuff was good tonight, despite the loss. That ball was fouled off, so the count remains 0-2. And, yeah. So, wait 1 second. What was I saying? Sorry, I'm tired. That ball was fouled away again. Oh, yeah, Severino being the number one guy. So 17 swings and misses are encouraging, meaning that he's had a good game. His stuff was good. He just had one rough inning. He got out. He retired the last 8 of the 9 batters. And, yeah, so he ended well. And, yeah, so Yankees really need like 5 innings from a starter. This pitch fell low. You're going to have a short leash with their starters because you don't want games to get out of hand. They want to make sure that they can win and advance. So, yeah, so short leash. Chad Green's going to be the first guy to relieve him. Relieve whoever's the number one guy on the wild card game. And there'll probably be a bullpen game right after that. Swing and a miss. Wow. He had no chance in that one. That was a slider that moved away from the plate, and just kept going. It was way off the plate, and Moore swung himself around silly. There's the first out. And with that strikeout, Kane Lee's going to be taking on the game. And he's going to be relieved by Stephen Tarpley, this lefty rookie for the Yankees. So the reason why they're putting in Tarpley, even though he's not one of their best relievers, the Yankees are up by so many runs, that they can go on to play their A relievers and give their best relievers a day off. So that's why Tarpley's in the game. Kane Lee had a great outing. He went 1 1/3 innings with 3 strikeouts and retired each guy he faced. Severino had a good outing too. I mean, it's still not Severino in the first half. He was just completely dominant. Has been like that since the first half. This stat line kind of shows it. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 7 Ks, 1 hit by pitch. I mean, it's obviously a good outing, but it's not like an ace-like outing. So that's what we kind of need for that one-and-done wild card game. So still up for grabs. Severino is the still bona fide ace, the person who started opening day. Again, as long as they win, I don't care who starts. It might not be a bad idea to have Happ or Tanaka start the wild card game, and then have Severino pitch game 1 of the division series if the Yankees win it. But yeah, and nothing's off the table for game 1. I mean, they're going to have starters and all that stuff, and they just got to make sure they win that game. As long as they win, again, I don't care how they do it, who pitches, they just got to win. I mean, Boone could have easily let Tommy Kahnle go 2 innings, but you got to give your other relievers some work, make sure they don't get rusty, and that's why put in Tarpley as well. Apparently, there's already been a strike because of the lag, so 0-1 to Mount Smith. That ball's popped up foul, 0-2. So Mount Smith has also upped his walk rate this year. Last year, he was just kind of fast, good defense, couldn't really hit for his life, but now he's upped his walk rate, which is very important. His on-base percentage is now sitting at .366. Here comes the pitch. Mount Smith just checked his swings. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, back on the topic of Mount Smith. Now he's starting to hit for average. His on-base percentage is good. On-base percentage is the percent of times you get on base safely by hit, walk, or hit by pitch. That ball's in dirt, so 2 balls, 2 strikes. And, yeah, so he's a fun player to watch. I think the next step for him is try to drive in some more runs, get a bit of power, and try to get some more runs in. I think he has I don't think it's too many runs. I think it's under 70. His RBS is 38, so. There's a strike. There's a strikeout. Tarpley throws a slider in, dunked in for strike 3 at the bottom half, middle of this strike zone. And there's the second out. Mount Smith took that for strike 3. He was, as Michael Kay put it, frozen. So, yeah, great pitch. And now there's 2-away. Now they're talking about if Tarpley would be on the postseason roster. Maybe they do less of a shot, especially in the wild card game. There's another slider Dunston for a strike on Joey Wendell, 0-1. Stephen Tarpley's pitched well. I mean, his ERA is a bit otherwise, but it's gone down in the last couple of outings. He's a good lefty specialist. It's a wipeout slider and a solid fastball. There's a fastball low for a strike and 0-2. Let's see if the Yankees relievers can combine for striking out the side this inning. So if they strike out Wendell, they'll strike out the side, meaning they struck out each of the batters for the 3 outs this inning. Slider missed outside, 1-2. But yeah, Tarpley's been very good. He's doing against lefties, and I don't think he's too bad against righties. And even though he was a rookie, he was sent here up from Double-A, which is not even the highest minor league level. That's pretty incredible. He has a shot, and I think that's right, at least for the wild card game. That ball's line to left field, and McCutchen catches it, and that's the 3rd out as we head to the top of the 8th. So a couple of changes for the Rays. This guy, this backup shortstop named Velasquez, has replaces Wendell in the lineup and playing shortstop. So I'm assuming Adames is playing third. I guess that makes sense. Oh no, he's playing third base. Or just made an error. But yeah. This is Andrew Velasquez. He's a relatively new player. Who's still in the game? He might even finish it. So Garner's up, and he just took a ball. So it's wow, that was a great pitch. Garner swung and missed a very good. I don't even know if that was a changeup or a slider. I just died down the outside corner. It's very impressive. He doesn't have bad stuff. He said had a workload last inning with 20 2 pitches. That one's fouled off. Now 1-2 on Gardner. There's a ball. So 2-2 on Gardner. Gardner fouls it off. Count remains 2-2. Oh, the shortstop Velasquez was born in the Bronx. There's a ball outside, full count. That's really cool. I also went to Fordham, which is the same school my mom went to. That's pretty funny. And those Fordham in the Bronx, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Cool little known fact. Gardner swings and misses another great changeup. Just kept going on kept dying outside of the zone. That's the first out of the inning for the Rays. And I just said he was from the Bronx, so that's when you know you're doing a good job. When the announcers say something after you. Huh. Wonder if any of my coaches have heard of him. But hey, good for him. There's a New York kid, New York City kid, playing in professional league, so that's awesome. So I always get to see the guys who from your hometown or area to make it in professional sports or do well. There's a strike, so 0-2 on McCutcheon. Yeah. Just comes to the 0-2. There's a ball inside. So I'm going to check this stat on McCutcheon, but he's had 20 homers again. And yeah, 20 homers combined. He has 20 homers combined with the Yankees and the Giants. The Giants is the team he came from this past year. And here comes the 1-2. Ball in the dirt, 2-2. Let's see. So McCutcheon has had 20 homers for the past 8 years, including this year. So that's very impressive. Yes, she has 223 homers. I had no idea that many homers. That's awesome. That ball's in the dirt, 3-2. So Moore's very weird. Like when the ball's on the ground, or like close to his glove on the ground, he'll be like just try to scoop it like that. You never see. You see maybe the backhanded. You see maybe the pocket. Nope, just for some reason just moves his glove like that, and he doesn't catch it half the time when he does that. So very weird. Here's the full count. That ball's high. McCutcheon gets another time on base. And McCutcheon's been on base safely 4 out of 5 times tonight. It's awesome. Doing a very good job. I mean, leadoff hitters are supposed to get on base, so he's been the perfect leadoff hitter. The Yankees had experimented with Harrison leadoff and Gardner to leadoff because they're known to have good on base percentage. Gardner hasn't had the greatest season. It's just a good leadoff hitter, but he's also middle of the order bat. There's a strike on Judge, 0-1. And, yeah, but McCutcheon's also some pop, but he also has had better on base percentage. So they put him there right away on his first game, and he's stuck. And, yeah, they haven't changed that leadoff spot since. There's a high fly ball, but right to Kiermaier. Deep center field, though. That'll be the second out of the inning. I feel like he's getting closer. I feel like Judge is right on the cusp of hitting a home run. But he's not quite there yet, so maybe tomorrow night. Because I don't think he's going to get another at bat. It's already 2 outs in the 8th inning, and Yankees are up by such a good lead. That ball's fouled off. 0-1 Luke Voigt. So Voigt looks like he's definitely earned the starting first baseman spot for the playoffs. And it's funny because he said that like a month ago, and he probably like, all right, it's Greg Bird. There's a ball inside 101. Or actually, probably even maybe Neil Walker. Like, all right, our first base situation's not that great. We just have to throw someone out there. Now you have a solid first baseman. And it's very exciting because it's been a long list of first basemen, especially in recent years. And that ball was crushed foul, 1 and 2. They had Magley to Tino Martinez to Mark Teixeira, and now who's the next big first baseman in the Yankees? Yankees have they were hoping Bird would carry on that transition because in training when Teixeira was injured in 2015, he had 11 homers and not too many games, so that was impressive. There's a ball inside 2-2. But he just hasn't lived up to that expectation during the regular season. My scorecard almost flew away there. And they've had these really great lefty first basemen. Well, Teixeira's a switch hitter, but you know what I mean. And, there's still a chance to be that guy. He's still young. He's under 26 years old. That ball's low. And Voigt couldn't hold up. So that's strike 3, and the Yankees strained another one. And they go to the bottom. We go to the bottom of the 8th. I'll be right back for the break. So I missed one pitch. Domingo Herman has replaced Stephen Tarpley, and it's a 1-0 count to Tommy Pham. Getting a little chilly, so putting on the hoodie. Hoodie Adam. So putting mellow, you know. I'm tired. I know it's watching, so just do it. But someone's maybe watching this in the future, so keeping it still pretty chill. 1-2 count on. He struck him out. Curve dumped in the high part of the strike zone, and he struck out Tommy Pham. So 1 out in the 8th. That ball is hit to center field. Garner can is right under it. 2 away. So 5 pitches and 2 outs. As Michael Kay would like to say, economically effective, meaning that you don't throw a lot of pitches in a given time span or given amount of innings. Herman was the Yankees' 5th starter for a decent part of the season, but then he got ineffectively. He was getting to be pretty ineffective, and he lost that spot and was sent to the minors. There's I think that's a changeup. Yeah, that's a changeup. 91 mile per hour changeup at the end of the zone, and swung and missed. So it's 1-1 on Brandon Lau. And he's great stuff. Is at curve Dunson or slider Dunson for a strike, and now it's 1-2. I mean, he throws like 95 to 97. He with good two-seam life. His changeup moves like a crazy amount. And his slider's a nice piece to finish it off. So yeah, he's great. I mean, he has great stuff. He just was kind of too much on the plate, and he's still a rookie and still has great potential. So it'd be cool to see what he turns out to be. He was later replaced by Jonathan Loizaga, who took the 5th starter role from him. Then Loizaga got hurt, and then yeah. So the playback has failed, so it's weird. So I'm just gonna try to fix that. Apparently, Brenlow just had a signal to right. That was deflected by Neil Walker. So according to MLB at bat. That's a great thing about that. If I need to check it to just help me with the scoring or to help with the game, it'll show up. Or it's there, and it's only $2.99 a month, so it's very good app. So now it's an 0-1 to CJ Cron, who leads the Rays with 28 homers this year. I was some of the 20-homer guy, and no one saw him having like that many, or at least up to 28. And 30, I mean, hopefully not against the Yankees, but that'd be cool. That'd be good for him. It'd be a nice round mark. MLB players and fans and statisticians love round numbers, like for stats. Here's the 1-1. Slider missed outside, 2-1. Oh, he actually wasn't even a 20-homer guy. Tony just said that he only hit 16 homers, and that was his career high before the season. There's a ball low, 3-1. So Cron having a career year. I wonder if he's also using launch angle and trying to launch angle basically is a good way to try to uppercut your swing or get the ball in the right plane so you can hit the ball out of the park. So a lot of people better their swing, so maybe Cron too. Ball's popped up right to Luke Voigt in fair territory, and that's it. Inning. So we head to the top of the ninth. I'll tell you guys something cool after this happening. If you're just tuning in, I'm on a break because it's a commercial, but stay tuned. You're my only viewer right now, so shout out to you for watching and joining. And Yankees are up 8-2, heading to the top of the ninth. Domingo Germán, the Yankees' former fifth starter, just had a solid inning, gave it one hit with a strikeout. And Yankees look to wrap things up. And who's up? Stanton leads off. They actually showed something really cute right before they went to commercial. And Domingo Germán, the Yankees' former fifth starter this year, he had a kid, and they had a whole gender reveal thing. His wife is pregnant, so they had a gender reveal, and they threw like this ball at him, and he hit it, and it turned blue. So he was having a boy, and he started running around in circles, and it was really sweet. And he was just very happy. He was like just running around for a while. It was really nice to see him so happy. So Vito Nuño, wow, he's in the game. So Vito Nuño was on the Yankees, and he was it wasn't Nuño, but I think he wore number 67. He was like a lefty specialist. He actually throws pretty hard, like big dude. And I forgot he's on the Rays, and he's pitching against the Yankees now, so it's cool to see him again. You see as many baseball games as I do. It's nice to see like the players that you don't see as too often play against you. Where it's like, oh yeah, that guy, and you haven't heard of him in a little while. So it's nice to see Nuño again. And it just struck us down on a very good slider. Stanton is very good against lefties too, so good job by Nuño. Austin Meadows replaces Tommy Pham in left field just to get him some reps, and it's typical late in the game, if you're up by a lot or down by a lot, to replace your players and just get more action in. So Meadows has entered the game. Here's Neil Walker. It's low for and it's 1-0. Here comes the 1-0. There's popped up. Who's going to catch it? Wow, that's actually done pretty fast, but Brandon Lowe taught it. So Yankees are the second team in MLB history to have 7 pitchers, an inning, no hits, no runs, in their bullpen game yesterday. That's what it says on the network I'm using. But that's insane. Like, they were bullpen great. I mean, the only 2 hits were on Sonny Gray. And, they didn't walk too many guys after that, and there's a lot of strikeouts. And they out-bullpen the Rays, which is pretty fun. Because they're the bullpen team, the opener team. So it's been fun to watch. So 2 away, and Duhart just fouled one off, so 0-1 count on him. And, yeah. Swung and a missed 0-2. Left fielder Austin Meadows, who just joined the game, is I don't think he's a switcher. He's a lefty. Came over from the Pirates. I went to PNC Park this year with my dad. If you're watching this, Dad, hi, how's it going? That one's line foul, right near the line, but just foul. 0-2 on a Duhart. And he actually was pretty solid. I mean, over 300 hitter at the time, and his rookie year, and he was looks like a good outfitter, looked pretty fast. So I was impressed, and he should be a good outfitter in the race to come. Here's the 0-2. Fouled off. And that one's ripped. And that one is gone. 26 homer to year. That ball was mashed, so you can call it a tater. There we go. There's my saying. Or my trial run for a saying. And Duhart hit a hard line drive that cleared a good, like the left field fence by a good margin. And Yankees take a 9-2 lead. That was awesome. That was a great hit by Duhart. And he continues his excellent rookie campaign. That was a shot. That was awesome. So that was really cool. I mean, who would have thought this guy came up last year, go 3 for 5, and he already looked pretty good. And that was his only game last year. Then comes up this year and has 26 homers. It's amazing. He's been that some player. He's probably been the Yankees MVP this year. He's carried them on his back. He's been the most consistent player. Never really had too much of a cold streak. And yeah, he's a part of this Yankees team. He's been great. And that homer is now 254. So including tonight, Yankees have 6 games to hit 11 homers and break the record. It's more than possible, but you need like a home run barrage. That one's fouled off by Sanchez, and now the count goes to 1-2. But yeah, so hopefully they break the record. That'd be amazing. I would love to see that. That'd be epic. And just to know how prolific this team is, and it's amazing. They didn't even win the division. And this pitch, that ball's high and outside, 2-2. And yeah, Yankees are not in first. They have 97 wins, not even in first place. Red Sox are just too insane. That ball's popped up to Meadows, makes the catch, and that's the 3rd out. And Yankees score a run on the Duhart homer, and we head to the bottom of the 9th. And I'm going to use the Bonnier really quick. I'm back. Did you miss me? So Tara Wade takes over at second base for Neil Walker. Domingo Herman's still in the game. He's gonna wrap this up. I don't think they have anyone else warming, so should see 2 innings from him. This is his second. Wow, great changeup. Kiermaier's way out in front of the. He just moved enough that he just missed it. That was a great pitch. And he throws a fastball by him, so now 0-2. Okay. My app just exited out, so it's weird. All right, just waiting for that to come back. This shouldn't happen so frequently. It's annoying. So apparently, Kiermaier struck out Swain, so it's 1 out. So 2 outs away from the 97 victory, and hopefully they can win at least 100 this year. That'd be really cool. And Astros look like they're going to win 100 as well. It's be the first time in the same league there's 3 100-game winners, so pretty cool. So Dom is also called out in strikes. Well, he's about to. That's a bit ahead. Yeah. Yeah, so you got called out on the outside corner, and there's 2 aways. So Mons looked very sharp so far, having 3 strikeouts in 1 2/3 innings as we wrap this game up. And there's a slider missed low, 1-0. Let's see if Herman can strike out the side here, as Adam Moore struck out the first 2 times tonight. There's the slider, catches the outside corner, 1-1. That ball swung and missed, and the Yankees are 1 strike away from winning their 97th game and keeping pace with the A's and still looking to secure home field advantage. The A's are just about to start pretty soon. There was a ball low, so 2-2. So yeah, hopefully they lose, and hopefully Yankees get a game. They've been very good today. Good pitching, good hitting. Yeah, here's 2-2. That ball's fouled off, and Rays are still alive. So Yankees pitchers in the last couple of days have had 27 strikeouts. So consider that it's 54 outs for 2 games. That's half the outs via the strikeouts. That's just absurd. And that one's fouled up. So Adam Moore giving a good battle to Domingo Herman. It's great to see him again. I mean, I really like him as a fifth starter for a while, and kind of just left a lot of pitches right in the middle of his plate. But I like his stuff. And here's the 2-2. And that one's swung and missed, but got by Sanchez, but he throws the first for them. And the Yankees win 9-2. And Herman does strike out the side. And Sanchez, luckily, did not have a pass ball or a wild pitch today. Had some good defense. Had 4 RBIs. Great game all around for the Yankees. And, yeah, it's been fun, you guys. Thanks for watching, and there's only like a couple viewers tonight. My max was 3, but some days are slow, and it was fun announcing as always. And hope you guys have a great night.